Hello, hello. Oh, baby! Thank you! And I beat Frank.
This is all going to be in the intro.
So no one's going to hear me.
Blah, blah. Well, they'll probably hear that part.
Okay.
Because now we started.
Blah, blah, blah.
With the Completely Inappropriate podcast, everybody. I'm Tony along with Mr.
Frank.
And it is Halloween!
Yay.
How do you feel, Frank? I've been looking forward to this episode all week.
Oh, well, I've been looking forward to this holiday all year.
Yeah.
Since last Halloween.
Whatever. Everybody's always looking forward to Halloween. Why is that? Why is Halloween such a beloved holiday?
Because candy and people like to get scared.
Is it? What about the slutty costumes and dressing up in general? You don't think that's a big part of the appeal?
That's more like for
You can't say it's just
kids.
You can't say that because
No,
there
it's
are
not just
plenty,
for them, but that's the target audience.
You know who else it's for? Middle-aged America. Middle-aged people love to throw their costume parties on Halloween. They go to the liquor store, they buy every fucking possible mix that they can get, and they fucking throw it on the table and fucking. And I've seen jungle juice only happen at Halloween parties.
Oh, you should have been in college with me.
Yeah, no, I wasn't drinking in college, thank God. I was smoking too much weed. I wouldn't have been off the floor. But anyway, so this is the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. I want to remind you can find us at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com for your comments, questions, concerns towards us. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to respond to you. Maybe you want to come on the podcast or recommend somebody for the podcast. We're always open to new people. We'll spread our legs for anybody. All right, Frank, so what are we talking about this Halloween episode? You told me.
I told you.
That you actually saw a ghost one time, and maybe it was on last year's episode. Maybe it wasn't. I genuinely do not remember. We've done so many of these things.
No, because I keep bringing this up every time somebody's like, hey, somebody tell a ghost story. Or, ghost stories come up.
All right, so Camp Pendleton. This is when you're in the Marines.
Yeah, during my last few months, right?
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Was this what point of service?
Yeah, during my last few months, I got sent. I was voluntold to be on guard duty. I'm like, God damn it, because I wanted to work the SMP, Single Marine Program, which is like a boys and girls club.
Okay.
Well, okay, they have pool and computers, and that's about it. So,
Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
No pool table? A pool table with only one stick, no chalk, one missing pool ball because somebody stole it to take home and leave on their fucking counter. And then, what else did they have at the Boys and Girls Club? There was always a real shitty TV VCR setup that was on like wheels, like in school, that they bring out. Oh, good times.
Yeah. So, I was on guard duty, and I got to be with one of my fucking compatriots.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, I got to be with this kid from Mexico, right? And I really had to pee, and I'm like, "Hey, fucking, take over. Go to the booth and fucking radio us in, right? I'm gonna go pee." This was at the armory, the new armory.
The new armory.
Yeah.
Okay, so no one was dead yet.
Yeah,
no one died there yet.
They demolished the building that was standing there, and then they built the new armory.
What was the building before? Was it a haunted mansion? Was it a haunted house?
No,
before?
I think it was.
Was it an Indian burial ground?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's a fucking there's historical fucking
in California,
sites
right?
in fucking California. And Camp Pendleton, too. But yeah, so fucking me thinking nothing of it. I fucking open the door into the armory, and I'm walking down the hall, and I'm like, "Hey, don't worry about me. I'm fucking guard. I'm just here to
Who
fucking
are you
pee."
talking to?
Whoever the fuck was in there.
Okay, why are you peeing in the armory? What is an armory?
An armory.
An armory was where the weapons cache was.
Yeah.
Cache.
It's
or
a
cache?
building
weapons cache, I guess. But why the fuck is the urinal in the like?
Because this armory had.
I don't know why I'm so confused by this.
No, because this armory had classrooms, and it had offices. So it was fucking. It was new. It was fucking. Air Force new. So yeah, because it had all these features, and then of course they had fucking bathrooms for the armorers and the people in the fucking classrooms.
Okay,
so then I go in, right, and I go pee, right. So I go take the turn to the urinal, right? And as soon as I whip it out and start fucking pouring, I see a guy in a black fellow, right? But he was light skinned, you know. So probably Puerto Rican, I don't know.
Racist.
With
Racist.
fucking desert camis. He what's the word called? He barges through the door, right? And I see this guy. He had glasses a lot like yours, actually exactly like yours, right?
Sexy.
But on the
Expensive.
yeah, on the corner of his fucking on the corners of his forehead, he had these little red horns.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so I see him fucking walk.
Built in?
Yeah. I see him walk up
I didn't
to
know
me.
they allowed that.
All like fucking like in a pissed off mood, like who the fuck is this, right? And I'm like, oh shit, and fucking he stops right next to me, right? And he's fucking staring at me, and then he fucking gazes at my meats, and he just fucking disappears.
He just gazes at your
Gazes at my meat and disappears, and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Well, I have questions.
Okay.
In what manner did he disappear?
No, like fucking as if I blinked and he was gone, but I didn't blink because I was in shock. I was like, "Fuck, I'm getting my fucking ass chewed out." But I saw those little horns.
Okay, so you were facing the urinal, presumably at this
Yeah,
point?
I was facing the urinal, but then I didn't even hear the door fucking barge open. I just saw something off the corner of my eye, and I turned to look, and it was a guy making a beeline towards me, and I'm like,
Whoa.
"Oh fuck!" Like,
And you heard this voice come out.
no, there was no voice.
Oh, I thought you said, "Who the
No,
fuck
it-
is here?"
No,
Or, "Who the fuck-"
like he was looking
that
at
was the
me.
attitude.
Yeah, like who the fuck?
Oh, that's fucked. So
Yeah.
what'd you do after this? Did you just walk away? Did you tell
Well,
anybody?
Yeah, what the fuck did you want me to do? Like,
Did
I
you
just
tell
fucking-
anybody?
No, I told the guy
My
I was
question-
with. I'm like, dude, I think somebody fucking died here because fucking I had a fucking Marine walk up to me.
Okay, so now were you already kind of in a fidgety state of mind when you
No.
went in? Because it seemed like for you to just immediately acquiesce to, "Yep, that was a ghost I just saw."
Cause he had fucking horns and he fucking disappeared.
Well, that seems more
Nobody
like a
does that.
demon more than a ghost. Who the fuck?
Well, maybe it was a ghost demon. I don't know.
A ghost demon? You must have died recently. I mean, okay. What color was he? Did he have any color? Did he have?
Yeah, he was Puerto Rican.
Oh, no! I thought you said the friend that you left behind was Puerto.
No, he was Mexican. But the
yeah.
guy that walked
God, I'm
in,
racist.
yeah, he was fucking. He looked black, but
Puerto
like
Rican,
Puerto Rican
Mexican.
black.
What's the difference? Basically, what I said there. My bad. Anyway,
Yeah.
why be PC when you could be completely inappropriate? I'm getting
Shout
that
out to Chance.
Shout out to Chance, man. We need a slogan that. We need to put that on everything.
Yeah, we should put it on fucking shirts and then give him a cut.
Definitely. No,
Yeah.
well, maybe we'll just give him a shirt. We'd have to start making money on him first. Yeah, I had my wife bring me my Spider-Man hoodie. What you think?
Yeah,
Yeah, zip it all the way up.
that's your Halloween costume right there.
I've worn it before.
Just get your Spider-Man
I've worn it
jammies. You know,
I don't have the bottoms. I do need to get them.
Yeah, you should get them.
All right. So this. So that's fucked up. No, you didn't tell me that. I don't think you told this story last year. So thank you for that.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
I
It's
don't
like,
believe.
saw
I
him-
want. You know what's most fucked up about you telling me
What?
this story is that of all the people I know to tell me a story of their own experience, you're the only one I wouldn't think to like just give a bullshit story just for entertainment. Like I feel like you would be honest. So I don't want to believe you because I'm like, well,
No,
this
that's fine. Don't
sounds
believe
like
me.
bullshit. But I trust. This is the only time I'll ever fucking tell you that I actually do trust you to tell me the truth.
Yeah, because I saw
So-
him as clear as I see you.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's terrifying to me now. I'm so happy we didn't commit to getting the Ouija board in here because, no, I'm telling you, I've listened to ghost stories my whole fucking life. I love ghost stories. Never believed in one. I believe you. And that is fucking horrific. I've heard my wife and her family telling me like personal experience. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, you're kind of Mexican. Like, you know, you have that kind of traditional mindset.
Yeah.
I know you. You have a similar mindset to me with all the hoo-ha and the woo-woo weird shit, man. Like, you're reasonable
Yeah.
as far as I can tell. But I don't know. Maybe you were a different Frank back then, and now it's I don't know,
Well,
man.
I would drink
so
heavily.
you truly believe this happened to you?
Well, I saw him just like I'm seeing you, and he just fucking vanished.
just vanished.
Yeah.
And you weren't close to a wall where he could, like, you could have just, like, looked away a little longer than maybe.
No,
you thought.
it was clearing like about the size of the living room lateral wise, or I guess depends where you're standing, which one's lateral, but yeah. And then there was a wall in the middle of the fucking area, and that's where the urinals were. You know, right on the wall.
You actually got me with this story, dude. This one actually got me. It's such a simple story. The simplicity of it. You didn't. It wasn't too much. It's like you saw a person clear as day. How now? But it was behind you. Like it came from
right here
from the side.
From my side.
It came from the side. So did you see it with your peripherals, or did you turn?
I caught a glimpse from my peripheral. I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I turned and looked, and I saw him make a beeline for me. And
how far away was it initially?
About from here to the fridge.
Give me yardage. So 20 yards, 15, 20 yards.
Yeah, more or less.
More or less. That's not. That's fucked up, Frank. I might actually have a nightmare tonight thinking about, because this is. I would never have. I thought you were gonna give me a real bullshit fucking story. You don't give good story. Like you're like an attractive woman. You like doesn't you know. You promise a lot, but she just doesn't give good head. Like, you do the same thing with your stories. It's not good story a lot of the time.
So you expected me to say there was a guy in sheets and I couldn't see his feet.
Yeah, or like, so it was Halloween and everybody was dressed up and I swore I saw a werewolf. It's like, well, motherfucker, think about what you just said. That's what I was expecting from you. Holy shit. Good to pull through. So that's one story. You said you had two of these, though.
Well, two of these plus this one.
I hope you didn't just blow your wad on the first fucking shot here. I hope the second one's decent.
Well, yeah, these next two are more like fucking anecdotes.
You set the bar high,
But,
bro.
yeah.
That was maybe it's just my reaction. I'm fucking just giving you all the props in the world.
No, because like I'll make sense of fucking things, even fucking religion. I'll make sense of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sorta.
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, the more you talk, the less I'm believing you now. Don't
That's
try.
good. Now you can
Don't
sleep.
try and qualify it, because your qualifiers are not going to work here. All right, so what else you got here?
No, but that's good because now you can sleep since
What's
you're fucking.
this? I know, right? Whatever helps you sleep, Tony. Believe what you need to. All right, so what's your second experience, though? You got
my
one?
experience. Shit. No, it's not. These stories aren't fucking experiences. It's more like hearsay. But yeah.
Okay, but from who?
Like my father had shared with me. I guess this was over the radio, but there was a radio show back in the day. I don't know how far along. That they would specialize on the paranormal and fucking UFOs and all
there's
that
tons of
happy horseshit.
Tons of them. Okay, unsolved mysteries or some shit like that.
Yeah. Let's go with the unsolved mysteries type. But so then they had a guest. They had a guest over, right? And he was talking about how fucking he works with the devil, and how he's even fucking sold his grandmother's soul.
Wait, who worked with the devil?
The guest
on the show.
On the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're just repeating a story from a show now.
Well, story about a show. So then, anyways,
let me tell you about H.H. Holmes.
Okay.
It's a much better story.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So then, yeah, this guy was talking about all this fucking these things that he did with the devil and how he even sold his fucking grandmother's soul, just to get fucking favors with the devil. And so then eventually the radio show got a television contract. They ended up on a TV show. And so then the producers were like, "Hey, we gotta call this guy in.
Get this guy back on. Yeah,
he's this time we get to put a face to the name.
Yeah,
He got us so many listeners.
Because as psychotic, I mean, none of us want to, like, as much as people are scared of like the reality of like a Satan worshiper or like devil worshippers and in earnest, the like cult ones that actually do animal sacrifices and shit, as scary as it is, people are still fascinated with the individuals. Like, they want to know more about why they do it. And it's like, well, have you ever been LARPing? It's just that. Like I'll get in a little more into that. Sorry. Remind me about LARPing. Though.
Okay. So then, anyways, yeah. So they get him on, and the guy says he'll do it, and on one condition, that his episode be on a boat in the middle of the ocean.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
All right.
The reason being is so that the fucking spirits will leave him alone, and he can fucking talk fucking whatever the fuck he wants to talk about.
Because spirits can't cross water, right?
Something
I think
like that.
Traditionally,
Yeah.
unless it's a spirit of a lake, but even then they can't walk on water. They
Yeah.
come up from the water.
Not all ghost or Jesus.
Yeah, traditionally, I don't think I've ever heard of the ghost story where they walked on the water.
Well,
I mean, there's mythological creatures like the water horse. I think we talked about that last year. No, the water horse. That it's a elemental spirit that comes out of the water, and it seduces a person to come and pet it. But as soon as it pets it, your hand gets stuck to it, and it drags you down underwater and drowns you.
Oh,
Yeah, water horse.
wow.
I'm filled with a lot of fucking bullshit information, but it's good for things like this.
Yeah. So he said. that fucking
back
on
to
that
the guy,
condition.
the
Yeah,
devil,
on that condition.
Sorry, he wasn't a devil worshiper. What was he? He sold his soul to the devil for what?
No, he sold his grandmother's soul to the devil.
Oh, how can you do that? I call bullshit.
I don't know.
You can't
but
sell someone else's soul. Why the fuck would you ever sell your own then? Like, just go to church and be like, devil, you want this one? Yeah? Okay, mark him off like a fucking, the orange Maserati? Okay, that one too.
No, I think it goes with
Like
sacrifice.
a car, like instead of
you
a
know?
car thief, you're a soul thief? Like, all right.
Yeah, I think it goes with sacrifice. Like,
Oh,
I
well, that's
sacrificed
different.
my grandmother. For
Oh, he
this
killed
favor.
her and offered her
Probably.
soul.
I don't know, because
Well, that would be the only solution to
Yeah.
this conundrum that we find
Probably.
ourselves in, Frank, with this. All right. Let's assume that this story makes sense from this devil's grandma's soul selling
they
bastard.
they granted him that condition, right? They did his episode on the water,
Okay.
and then after that, some of the crew ended up getting sick, and they eventually died. And then the producers got sick and eventually died. And the last one standing was the host of the show.
Okay.
And he eventually got sick. And then he died.
Okay.
And so then the TV network, I guess, caught this one guy. And they were the guy that worked with the devil. And they were asking him, hey, fucking, what the fuck happened here? And he said that... he said they never said who, but he said they wanted him dead because he was getting too close to the truth, and I guess people aren't supposed to know, but yeah, he was revealing too much, so they wanted him dead, and now he's dead.
The spirits.
Yeah, the spirits
wanted
him dead.
when he's referencing them,
Yeah.
he's referencing the spirits that the other guy was trying to avoid by doing it on the boat in the first place. Whatever happened to the guy that sold his soul?
I don't know.
Oh, he was unfazed, unscathed by all this.
Well, I mean,
bullshit.
eventually he died, right? But
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they were after him initially, but they got everybody else first, like, seems kind of a roundabout way to get your revenge. I mean, he didn't even know those people other than that one fucking boat trip. Like, kind of fucking asshole ghost, if you fucking ask me.
Oh, isn't that the premise of the fucking ghost movies? That they just fuck with the fucking people, and then eventually fucking, like, towards the end, they finally get down to business?
I don't know, man. I call bullshit. I
Well,
think
it's hearsay.
the guy infected him with SARS or something.
Yeah.
Fucking
Probably.
the original Rona case back in whatever that's fuck time frame this was.
80s,
All right.
90s.
So what's so that's one. So you just told us a TV show. Great. I thought you had your dad told you.
Yeah, that's what my dad shared with me a few days ago.
Oh, your dad was just excited to. Oh, that's so sweet. Well, I wanted to ask you about something just before you get to your last point. What do you know about? I had a coworker who asked me, "Hey, man, have you ever talked about ojo?" I was like, yeah, ojo, the ojo, like the evil eye.
Oh, yeah.
In Mexican tradition, or Hispanic tradition, where the ojo is the evil eye, where like you can get ojo like if somebody likes your hair. And they say, "Oh my God, your hair is so beautiful. Oh my God, you better touch it or it's gonna fall out. Like you're gonna give it ojo." I was like, "Dude, what the fuck did you just say?"
Oh, bitch.
Like, so how come no movies like celebrities are bald? Or like, like why didn't all their hair fall out? We're giving them ojo all the time. Just such a stupid thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, but there's things like what do you feel about ojo? It feels like a very Halloween fucking kind of like a very witchcrafty kind of thing.
I guess it's energy, like, fucking I'm focused solely on fucking your hair. I envy your fucking hair. And then fucking from such focus you end up fucking your hair ends up falling down. Like, I don't know.
You jinx it. Well, that's the other word for it, right? You get jinxed.
Yeah.
You're being jinxed by somebody else's affinity for your, stuff.
Yeah.
Or being or person or whatever. All right. Well, thanks for that. I guess I'm sorry.
That's what it is. It's a jinx.
It popped into my head because there's a bunch of other fucking superstitions that revolve like around Halloween and stuff. And I started going down the list. Like last year, we talked a little bit about lechuzas, which is the white owl, the witch embodying the form of a white owl. So if in Hispanic culture, if you see a white owl flying at night or you hear it screech in the night, which I've actually done, I've told this before. I think I told this last year where I was in my friend's backyard. We were cooking up some marshmallows on a fucking open fire. And I hear this screech. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And my buddy's like, it's a lechuza. It's a white owl. Like, you're not supposed to whistle or you call them, right? And I was like, oh, really? So I immediately did it like, dude, for real, no, don't do that. That's like, you're not really scared. I go, dude, I'm telling you, it's a lechuza. I fuck with you not on the third whistle. Right after, I went, whatever, dude, it's not a big deal. It's just a whistle. And even if it's a bird, I go, one more time, right? Third whistle. It goes quiet. It sounded like the fire even went quiet, dude. The crackling stopped. And all of a sudden you hear, ah! And a fucking whoosh, whoosh. Just like 2 or 3 beats of the wings. This fucking white owl flies right over the fucking backyard. Not over our heads because we're kind of back towards the house a bit. But right over. And I was like, first of all, how the fuck did he know that was what a white owl sounded like? Like,
yeah,
it was so fucking. It was just happy. It was the weirdest, like, serendipitous fucking thing. So that I was kind of like, oh, dude, that's fucking cool. But my buddy was having none of it, and he's like, yeah, dude, let's put the fire out. So we immediately put the fire out, went inside, and fucking called it a night. And then he swore that he heard it, like he heard scratching on the window or tapping on the window that night and shit. I was like, whatever, dude. I can't buy it. I just can't buy it. I know the power of the mind. It could do so fucking much to us, so fucking much. So there's a couple things. There's the whole the lechuza and more. There's La Llorona is what we call. I'm not basically covering all the Hispanic shit. What I wanted to bring up, I've got a nice list here of superstitions based around Halloween. Like, for instance, black cats. Mm-hmm. Well, what do you know about Halloween? Do you know any Halloween superstitions off the top of your head before I get into this?
Well, what you're going to mention with the fucking black cats.
Yeah, what do you know about black cats?
And that they're used for fucking witchcraft. And that they're...
You know why they're traditionally thought of as evil?
Because they'd be the witch's familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I want people to think about that, though. Who do people consider, like, witchy characters in society? It's usually the spinsters that live alone... Or, the
crazy cat lady.
Yeah. And what do spinsters that live alone often do? They feed the animals that are around. Mm-hmm. And cats are one of the smarter animals that know to stick around consistently.
Yeah.
So, of course, you get crazy cat ladies being called, or the spinster lonely person out there that's really, they're going senile. This, and forgive me, this is old school mentality, 1700s kind of shit. Salem witch trial fucking time frame. Now we know better. Now we know what dementia is, and we know what people speaking in tongues is usually just them fucking mumbling, jumbling their words because their brain function is shutting down with old age. But yeah, so black cats or cats in general were thought to be witches' familiars, and black cats more specifically because they were more ominous in the night when all you saw were their eyes. They seemed to be the creepier version of a cat, right? So cats have always been thought of as familiars. What about their history in Egypt, though? Do you know anything about that?
Oh,
I didn't
they
actually.
were fucking worshipped as gods according to memes, but no, that they could see spirits and that something, I don't know, like they're like guides in the afterlife or some shit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because they would
guide you,
mummify the fucking cats with the pharaoh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Cool. Thank
Something
you
like that. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. There's theories for everything, right? We weren't there. It's hundreds of years ago, pre-proper history being written down. So what are you going to do? Take your best guess. Well, on the subject of shit.
I think the other thing is the fucking jack-o'-lanterns. You know about that?
Yes, but hang on.
Okay.
Damn it.
Oh,
I was
hang
going
on.
to say...
I don't know to what, but I'm hanging on. Something dark side.
Oh yeah, you were saying cat. Fuck, I had to go through the whole list because there was something you said. The cats, how they could see spirits,
yeah.
right? Did you know that people born on Halloween, like one of our guests to the show, Vegan Patriot, it's her birthday on Halloween.
Yeah.
She's been pissed off because people are fucking celebrating Halloween months early. It's like, nobody's celebrating your birthday. Nobody's calling you a year older yet. We're just excited for the holiday. But shout out, Vegan. But so people like her, apparently, who are born on Halloween. My mistake. My cousin, my wife's cousin, Nayeli, she was senior skip day, or 2020, the senior virus episode, remember her? Back when the Rona shit just got really going. Her birthday's on the 31st too, so she would be one of these as well. Apparently, if you're born on Halloween, you have the power to see spirits. You have an innate ability to speak with the other world if you choose to focus your energies towards it.
And apparently, if you die and come back, you also have that fucking gift.
What did you just say?
If you die,
if you your heart,
back,
if your heart stops on the gurney and they shock
and
you
they
back to life.
revive you, yeah.
I don't know. I think that happened. I think my dad might have had his heart stop for like a second or like 6 seconds or something when he had a hernia surgery. I think.
Oh, maybe you should ask him.
I should ask him. Yeah, I want to clarify that because
hey, can you see dead people?
Yeah. Let me ask him now.
We're in the middle of a...
Yeah, all right. I'll ask him next time. Black cats were... Yeah, I already said that. You were saying jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah.
Right? Well, first off, they were turnip lanterns.
Yeah.
To begin with. But yeah, what's the story of good old Jack? It's a good story. We talked about it last year, but let's reiterate.
From what I remember,
come on, I thought you had your ducks in a row.
Because the whole idea behind jack-o'-lanterns is to fucking scare the spirits away.
Right. So the devil sent death after Jack. Jack was just a rider, just a guy in town. But Jack finds ways to outwit the devil, he outwits death, so he keeps escaping death. Eventually the devil comes and just takes his head and forces him to live for all eternity. Like he's now doomed to be this
the
possessed
whole Sleepy
spirit.
Hollow thing.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow. And so because he's headless, that's the people would take lanterns out. The townsfolk, to help Jack return from our world back to the spirit world, or from the spirit world back to our world, rather, during Halloween, they carved heads out of pumpkins, out of turnips, because they're really ghastly. If you've ever seen a Jack-o'-turnip,
just Google
they
it.
are fucking psychotic looking. They look like a horror movie in themselves. Pumpkins are a much, much more PG fucking version of jack-o'-lanterns. But yeah, so they carved carved Jack-o'-turnips and lit the candles to guide Jack from in between the worlds. On Halloween, he's doomed to return every Halloween.
That's where I was going. I was going deeper than that. Actually.
Oh, go deep.
Yeah,
all the inches.
There's this belief that if you get a paper bag, right, and you put a little bit of sugar, enough to make like a little amount, and you put a candle in it, you light it, and you make several of those in a row, or at least I did fucking back in the day. Okay. And the path, you point it towards the moon. That way, when the spirits that are lost can't make their way back, they'll follow your fucking little
the spirits that come to visit you. Okay, and they use the power of the moon to return to the spirit world. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. Look at you coming up with some shit. What else do we got here? So, did you know, just a little Halloween fact, children are most likely to be run over on Halloween night than any other night of the year.
Yeah, because they're running across the street. Ooh, candy!
You know what I always thought it would be, though?
What?
4th of July. I've never seen more kids in the middle of the street fucking lighting bottle rockets and running back to their...
I thought because drivers would be like, ooh, and then fucking...
Yeah, that too. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Then you got debris in the air all the damn time. Mm-hmm. Anyway. You know what Samhainophobia is?
There's this Sam Hagar.
So Samhainophobia, as we mentioned last year, what is Samhain?
Are you trying to say Samhain? Because it's spelled Samhain.
Yes,
but it's pronounced Samhain.
Oh, you pretentious bastard. Okay, yes. Samhain. I forgot. I did forget. I read it phonetically. Okay. I'm sorry. So what's Samhain for a quick refresher course?
Samhain is All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve. It's a traditional celebration of
Halloween.
Yeah, but it's usually more specifically celebrated now by like Wiccan and others.
Pagans.
So Samhainophobia is people that are actually just terrified of Halloween. Like my niece is pseudo Samhainophobe because she can't stand the scary aspects of Halloween. If it's not all like super PG, and she's like 11, I think 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's still young enough to understand it, but getting a little too old to be scared of fucking people dressed up. But fuck, we all get scared of something. What are you most scared of, Frank? You have any fears?
Not really. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm Billy Badass over here, but no, I really don't have.
Oh, did I? Well, since you don't have anywhere to go with that conversation, back on owls, the lechuza, the great white owl witch. Another thing about owls is, you know that they have the ability to eat souls.
I guess.
Apparently, that's a thing.
Yeah, I thought that was crows.
Owls and souls apparently both have the ability because owls because they're nocturnal. Mm-hmm. You know, but I actually didn't hear about crows eating souls. Yeah. I know crows are familiars like black cats for the same reason too, because where a crow's gonna be but around the single person home where they feel less threatened rather than a family's house where there's kids running around with fucking rocks thrown at them and shit.
Yeah.
Insight to my fucking thought on what I'd do if there was a bunch of crows around. All right. This one's a cool one. Did you know laying in a coffin invites death?
Does it?
Apparently. I invited death when my dad made me in my own personal coffin that one Halloween.
And who died?
I don't remember. I'm sure somebody did.
Well, people die every day.
Every day. In that same vein, did you know that if you put... It's bad luck to put a living person's clothing on a corpse and bury it? So, like, if you had, like, your favorite hat, and you gave it to the person who died and closed the coffin and buried him with the hat, it's bad luck, and it's thought that as that article of clothing dies and deteriorates, so does the owner.
So like Dorian Gray.
No, not at all like Dorian Gray, because as the painting aged, he didn't.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is as
the same magic.
Okay, yes. I mean, you're an asshole. All magic is the same magic. If it's magical, it's fucking magical. Oh, it's white magic or black magic. No, bitch, it's magic. It's just how you use it.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck. You dumb fuck. Oh, it's like the same magic. Like, as opposed to different magic. Your stupidity abounds. What does orange and black stand for? The traditional Halloween colors.
Halloween. I don't know.
What about it? Orange stands
fall
for
in
what,
the night
and black
sky?
stands for what?
Autumn and the night sky. I don't know.
Orange stands for the harvest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the autumn leaves and the traditional colors.
Pumpkins.
Obviously. The black typically is for the boundaries of life and death. Whatever. I found that fact online. Seems pretty fucking arbitrary, and like they just forced a fucking explanation for orange and black. It's like, it's fall and it's a horror holiday. Like, it's a nighttime holiday.
Yeah.
Of course it's gonna be black and orange. It's the natural.
Yeah, there's a lot of
aesthetic.
that going around. Fucking just pulling shit out of your ass to explain things.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
I'm saying online.
Oh, did you know some graveyard ones? If you're passing a graveyard, you should turn your pocket. This one was dumb, but it's not the first time I heard it. I didn't just read this. I've actually heard this one. You should turn your pockets inside out when passing a graveyard, so that no evil gets carried away with you. And I have a problem with this, because how the fuck are you supposed to turn your back pockets inside out? And why wouldn't a ghost just like evil spirit just go straight up your asshole, the natural pocket in the human body?
It makes more sense to say that a ghost will jump in your car than jump in your pocket.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, the doors are closed. I think it's if you're walking by a graveyard.
Okay.
There's the witches' brooms. Do you know where witches' brooms come from? It's the same hag theory, right? You got the old women, you know, they're old and haggard, and they're thought to be witches, and they walk around with brooms. Do you know why that was initially thought, or why that's a thing today?
I used to know this.
Okay, it's a very simple explanation. When you see a blind person today, what do they have when they're walking?
The stick.
They have a walking stick. A blind person's walking stick. That's what brooms were. When your cataracts were so fucking bad because glasses and bifocals hadn't been invented yet, these old women would walk around with their brooms, making sure that they didn't shuffle their feet into anything. And of course, with the soft broom, it's easy to see how dense it is, whether you could push it aside and keep going forward, or if it's too hard. You know what I mean? Like, it was such a simple explanation that I would never have considered as to why the broomstick became a witch's thing.
Yeah.
It's very odd, isn't it? It's I don't know. I love it. I love that. That was one that really tickled my fancy.
I thought that was a more fucking
oh no,
fantastical explanation, I guess.
Mine? Oh, that there was a more fantastical?
Yeah, for
like
the
what?
broom thing. I don't know.
What did you think?
Fucking brooms. There's a superstition that if you don't want company, you should put a broom behind your door. And so, I don't know, maybe there's a correlation there between brooms and witches.
Well, you know, witches, the original term witches, before it had the stigma that it developed, is the same as like we call curanderos here. They're healers. Witches comes from the Old English witchy or witcha. It's Wicce is how you spell it.
Right.
And it means wise woman. So they were just the wise men of the area. Their family had died. They were the only one there. They taught the other women how to do the things that needed to get done, the healing and all that.
And then Christians fucking demonized it.
Yeah, and then Christians turned those individuals into same thing with the shaman. Shaman ended up being blasphemers and false prophets. You know, it's strange. What's another good one here? Children, put the clothes. Oh yeah, where are we at? All right, so we're pretty much done with this. We're gonna truncate so much silence out of this fucking episode. The last couple I got here are pretty benign ones, but did you know that if you put your clothes on backwards and walk around backwards on Halloween, you can meet a witch that way? Yeah, just put your clothes on backwards and walk backwards. Do you know why?
Why?
because a witch will want to sneak up on her victims.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll never see them coming. But if your clothes are on backwards and you're walking backwards, she'll think she's coming up from you on behind when really you're facing her. So you'll be able to catch her in the middle of the night.
Interesting.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
I think it's the same concept for ghosts as well. I think I've heard the same thing for ghosts. Like if you feel that you're being ominous presence, if you feel you're being stalked by an ominous presence of any kind, that's what you're supposed to do. It's so dumb. I just want one person to do this Tom Green bit. Fucking put him to backwards, man. See, I can walk as fast as you can.
I'm thinking of doing that.
Yeah? You gonna go out on Halloween
like
and be the backwards
fucking,
man?
Yeah, just fucking record myself doing it and fucking, yeah.
Alright, well, the last thing I have for the Halloween superstitions is, if you are the first to be buried in a graveyard, your soul belongs to the devil.
So
it's actually tradition to sacrifice an animal and bury it in a graveyard. Now, that works for non-denominational graveyards, but can you bury an animal on Holy Land? How would that work? I need to look this one up a little more. I feel like I gotta flesh that one out.
So then the first people to ever get buried, they all belong to the devil?
Yeah, I guess that's what we're saying, Frank. No, in cemetery. Like, I'm assuming in, like, religious plots.
Or like...
It sounds like some religious bullshit.
Or like,
I'm sorry.
Or like, if it's a brand new fucking cemetery and you're the first one to be buried, then you belong to the devil.
Yeah, then the first soul buried in a cemetery belongs to the devil. I don't know how many times we have to say this, Frank.
No, because I went all the way back to fucking...
I kid you not, I think I'm going to put the last episode that we recorded for Halloween. That one was just so much more fun than this.
Uh-huh.
I feel like this one fizzled.
Well, no, because you're fucking listing off fucking all these things.
I'm not good with lists, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I fucked up because, you know what? This is going to be an extra long episode. We need to turn this around. We're going to have some fun here. You want to talk about some real Halloween fucking thing? I want to talk about the classic horror movie creatures. Mm-hmm. The classic creature features.
The Universal
We've talked
monsters.
about this before. Yeah. Who were the Universal monsters?
The fucking swamp guy, the fucking mummy, the Frankensteins, the Draculas, and the Wolfman.
All right, so Wolfman.
Yeah.
We've talked about the Wolfman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are real people. There are real Wolfmen out there.
Yeah, there was, back when I was little, I remember they'd be on TV all the time. It's just people that have fucking hair on their face.
It's called hypertrichosis.
Yeah.
Hypertrichosis is known as werewolf syndrome. It's, they've got hair growth all over their body, everywhere. From toes to fucking forehead. Yeah. Literally, forehead, around the face.
Yeah, they'd be on TV in Mexico.
Yeah, you'd see these people, they'd shave and they'd just look like really dark people, right? But that was their 5 o'clock shadow all over their goddamn body. They were like at least a couple shades lighter. But yeah, so that's one example of real life. Or what is it? Art imitating real life, right?
There's this documentary I saw.
It's not like they were the first one, like in this time of television. Now all of a sudden these mysterious fucking diseases or birth defects or genetic mutations are happening.
Yeah,
So imagine seeing a kid grow hair all over their body in 1200 BC. You know, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, where is your mind gonna be with that?
Yeah, you're gonna freak the fuck out.
You would freak the fuck out.
Yeah, so there's this documentary I saw fucking doing my fucking movie research thing. It's a documentary on Amazon Prime called The Beast of Briar Road, or maybe Briar Road Beast.
Beast of Briar Road, I know the title, but what's it about?
That's the book. The documentary is Briar Road's Beast.
Okay.
Whatever. But anyways,
and it was about one of these guys?
So, yeah, that apparently in Wisconsin, on a small town in a road called Briar, that there was an actual fucking werewolf. There have been sightings throughout the years of fucking actual fucking werewolves. Like, there have even been reports of, like, for instance, they'd see something fucking off the side of the road eating. So like, okay, it's a fucking dog.
I mean, we get chupacabra
Yeah, and then they pass by, like and then the fucking thing turns around or stands up or whatever. And
stands up bipedally and runs off.
And
right?
even there was even one case where somebody was speeding through because the werewolf fucking saw them and it chased after them and it ran.
And where is Briar? Where is this supposed to be located?
It's a small town
in the United States?
in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Odd. And how long ago was this supposed to be?
This was back in the 90s, I do believe.
So not long at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, man. The problem with the 90s is that's when film buffs started fucking making shit like the Gimlet Patterson film, you know?
Yeah, and then the book and the documentary too fucking goes on saying that fucking even before the 90s there have been sightings, reports of a fucking werewolf. And that
but it's like, again, the Alien Autopsy movie that the guy just came out saying that it was all fake in the end. Like, people were so dead set on believing that for so long. And so it's...
Yeah, and there was even a report about a fucking security guard or a watchman for a church that fucking saw the beast. And the second night he saw the beast, that the beast was saying something to him. Something, I forgot the word, but he wasn't even saying that word, but it's just that the night guard could make up, the closest thing he could make up was a word that's referred to in the Bible.
Well, sure, but is it... Okay, whatever. So it's the same thing that people are doing when they're doing like the electronic voice phenomena. When they're recording with those ghost meters or whatever the fuck they call them, where it's cycling through the spirit box. Yeah, it's cycling through the channels, and it's, you know, all of a sudden you hear something like, remember. And, you know, you think that it says eat my ass or something. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't really fucking say anything, but it kind of sounded like, so now it's eat my ass is what you believe that ghost said. It's the same thing you're saying in this situation.
Speaking of fucking EVPs and shit.
Of eat my ass?
Yeah. I should probably say this off mic, but I know fucking where we could do our Ouija board episode.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Halloween episode. It's too late.
So I should fucking bring it up.
Save it for next year.
Oh. Okay. No, but it has to do with some of my fucking stories.
All right, we'll spit it out,
But, I was thinking we can do that. We can have a lockdown. That's the fucking city for permission first. Over at McAllen City Hall. Because apparently.
Oh, this was the other thing you had to stop about, right? Okay. So, like, real quick, I want to say this one thing. And then never got back to that last thing you were going to say. All right, so City Hall.
Yeah, because back in 1921, there used to be a fucking hospital.
So 100 years ago?
And no, well, this is the
1921.
Yeah,
it's 2020.
No. I'm saying originally what was standing there was a hospital, and we all know people tend to die in the fucking hospital.
Oh, do they?
So from 1921 to 1993, all those fucking deaths, right? And in 1995 was when the fucking became.
Fuck! We didn't look up the movies for Christina Rev and.
Oh shit! Fuck!
We're the worst at this. All right, sorry. Continue.
So and like I read some of the articles and I fucking saw some of the fucking YouTube videos, and like everyone says the same thing, that they hear papers being shuffled.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, but like if it was fucking
now, okay,
it be more
but to
than
be fair, to take it back to the beginning of this your ghost story,
yeah.
Everybody says that. Everybody's story is the same. That's why you're
shuffle.
No. Like I was alone in a dark room and I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I turned and looked. Something came at me and it just disappeared. Like, you've heard that story before. Right. I've heard that story before.
Yeah, last episode.
But it wasn't last episode. It was the beginning of this one.
It was last episode when I. Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. Fuck you. So. My point being is that sometimes it's not the story, it's who's telling you the story and your faith in that person. Right. So if the storyteller can make you trust them, you know,
then you're gonna believe.
Then you're gonna believe it.
Yeah.
Then you're more likely to believe it.
Yeah, but there's only one account of a lady that fucking didn't last a week working there because she was cleaning windows. And that fucking she had just started, so there's no reason for anyone to know her fucking name. But it was late at night, and she kept hearing somebody calling her name over and over again, and she booked it. She fucking bolted out of there and fucking came back 2 days later, and she's like, I quit. I can't fucking do this.
You know, and I would never be able to understand that, but I've done a lot of cocaine in my life. And anybody, Hun, do something about that cat, please. Like she's just as deaf as you are sometimes. Sorry, my cat's seeing spirits. What were we saying? I lost all focus.
No, that
of the damn
fucking
cat.
you did so much coke that you probably.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
No, paranoia is a legit thing when it comes to doing copious amounts of cocaine, especially when it's 2:00 in the morning. You're still working your way through $20 or $40 worth, and you're by yourself in an apartment. Every car that drives by you think is a cop. Every noise you hear. There have been times where I'm laying there. I've got headphones or like noise canceling headphones on. And I was laying there, and I swear I'd start hearing music, and then I'd start hearing full conversations, like in the background, like you hear like people yelling or something, like, and you listen harder and harder, and you swear you can hear, he's a fucking asshole. He's a... I know. Like, this is literally the way you hear it.
Yeah, that's what Lovecraft bases horror on.
I mean, this is schizophrenia. This is the traditional thought behind what schizophrenia is. Is this hypersensitivity, this hyper awareness to the possibilities of the sounds you're hearing, and your imagination just fucking taking over. So my biggest horror movies are the schizophrenia movies, man. When people are like slowly losing their mind, they stop losing all awareness of what's real and what's not. A Beautiful Mind, one of the most amazing movies ever done with
Russell Crowe.
I was gonna say Kurt Russell. It's Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
It's a terrifying movie. It's a legitimately terrifying movie. And anything to do with like Alzheimer's or dementia, oh my god, it fucks with me so bad. Requiem for a Dream was one of those movies where you watch this grandma spiral out of control into delusions, and it starts with her taking diet pills, and it just gradually gets worse from there for her. There's tons of movies out there that have no intentions of being horror movies, but they are horrific. But this has been our Halloween episode. Frank, what do you think, man? Did you get through your story about so you want to go see a municipality that fucking, what was it?
Yeah, we can do our Ouija board episode of fucking City
totally
Hall.
Distracted. All right, so let us know what you guys think. Would you use a Ouija board today? Have you in the past? Do you recommend us doing it for a bonus Halloween episode? Maybe we could sneak it in like right before Christmas.
Or we can just ask for permission from the city.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't know why you think that they're going to allow us to do something like that. With government documents scouring...
Because people are going to be like, oh, hey, did you hear about McAllen, really Texas?
Stupid.
Oh,
no.
What about McAllen, Texas? That they're putting kids in cages? Like, no, besides that.
Sometimes I wonder where your head's at. This has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast, everybody. Our Halloween episode. Unfortunately, it wasn't as good as I was hoping, but maybe it was good enough for you. Frank, what do you think?
I
think it was all right?
Yeah, I think we fucking picked it back up.
Get anybody to pull their Peter off to what we're talking about?
I don't know. I mean, we started with a bang.
A bang bang?
Yeah.
No, we started with you whipping your willy out and seeing a Golly G. Willikers ghost coming at you. That's what we started
Puerto
with.
Rican ghost.
Puerto Rican ghost. Was it? Oh, there's my question.
What?
So so it wasn't a white translucent ghost. It was a solid. It was. You said you saw it as clearly as me.
Color.
No. Well, okay. How solid did it appear? Was there
Just
any
like
etherealness?
I'm seeing you.
So no etherealness to it at all. Wow, that fucks it up even more. I'm not comfortable with this story, Frank. I'm gonna go watch a Disney movie now. All right, Frank, what do we tell the people?
Be excellent to each other.
Find you're happy. Try and be better today than you were yesterday. And happy
Halloween.
ha 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 ha.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
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 Halloween in this town we call home.
We should have started with that, but it's okay.
Womp, womp.
It's
No,
okay.
we just Disney's gonna come after us like we just fucking stole Mickey Mouse. Later, fuckers. Say bye, Frank.
Bye, Frank.